All right, we are ready for another trading night school. Let me know when you guys are in, and let me know when you find it. And let's make sure we got a good stream. There we go, looking good. Welcome to the Gym of All Trades channel. Glad you guys are stopping by. Let me find you guys so I can chat with you. All right. Sound off when you get in. Let me know if it's good video, good sound. Hey, Satoshi Kirk, what's up, man? You ready for trading night school, guys? You're going to need to have your you need to have a tablet set up. Don't forget. Also, going to want to have. Let's see what else you're going to want to have. You're going to want to have your laptop or a computer so you can practice doing what I'm teaching you to do. There's 12 of you in here. Welcome. Don't forget to have your tablets ready so you can watch me, and then have your computers, be it a desktop or a laptop, to do this. Don't try to do this on your phone or anything, okay? All right. If you're here, let me know. Let me know you're here. This is a trading night school, so I'm not going to be doing any charting. I mean, we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I will be talking about the current move, but we're not going to be doing any kind of TA necessarily. I'm teaching you guys how to do the TA. That's what this is all about. I want to teach you guys how to read a chart and how to read Elliott waves as well, so you guys can learn to trade yourself. And you won't always need me. Of course, you always will. You're always going to be subscribed, and you're my peeps, right? One day you're going to leave me, and you're not going to need me anymore, and I'm going to be sad. What's up, John? What's up, Brentley? How's it going? How is it going? All right, there's 15 of you here, but I haven't heard you chime in. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. We're going to pause for a little bit. We're looking at a BTC right now, guys, just to give you a little. John, this is for you, buddy. Let me just give you a little TA right here. We have a triangle formed right here. Triangles only happen in B waves or in the fourth wave, okay? So this is in a B wave section. I'll show you what we got here. We've got an ABC down, and then we've got an A. This is the B. We're going to get a C wave up. Most likely that's the path we're taking. So this thing is going to, Lord willing, it's going to come down a little bit here, give you an exit. Those of you who are in shorts, and then you can go long there. Well, I wouldn't go long there. I would just wait it out. Would not go long there. Just let it, because this is definitely a triangle. Yeah, definitely a triangle. Yeah. 3, 3, 3, 3. Waiting on 3. So triangles are a bunch of threes in a 5-wave pattern, sideways like that, in a converging pattern. They land in the B wave section. So we've got a boom, 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 coming up to about $7,600. That's where we're going to look to take a short, guys. If you want to know what we're going to be, what the trade plan is, that's what we're gonna. That's what we're looking for. Okay, not doing TA tonight. That's all the TA you get. Okay, we're teaching you guys how to read this chart and see what's going on and predict where price might be headed. That is my best analysis, although I am always ready for my best analysis to be wrong. Okay? All right, John, that was for you, man. Let me hear something from you, man. All right, Andrew. What's up, Raid? Hey, Tom. What's up, man? Don't cry, big fella. Thanks for that. All right, 18 people in here. About ready to get started. Tonight we've been looking at impulses for the past 2 weeks. We're going to look at corrections tonight, and let me tell you something, guys. Corrections are hard. Okay, if you think impulses are hard, corrections are harder. Okay, not to scare you, but you need to start studying corrections. Okay, and all the different forms of corrections there can be. Once you grab corrections, guys, you're ready to rock. You are ready to rock. What's up, CJ? How's it going? How is it going? Let's wait. I'm going to wait till I have about 20 people in here, and then we'll get started. Let's just stall a little bit more. We'll do a little bit more TA here for you on Bitcoin, just while we wait for a couple more people to join us for the Trading Night School. See, I want to make sure everybody gets in that wants to be here. Um, Let me ask you a question. How many of you? Oh, there's 22. All right. G'day, mate. Doing TA. All right. No, not doing TA. We're doing Trading Night School, but I was doing a little TA here. So yeah, looks like right what we have here is 1, 2, 3, getting the fourth wave coming down for 5. That's what it looks like to me. $7,000 region down to 69. Even 66 is a potential if we get a extended wave. Okay, so that is the wave I'm looking at. If we come down here to the 1-to-1, the 1276 extension, we might reconsider what we have here. So it's a pretty good target right here of 7,023. All right, 25 of you are here. We're going to get started with Trading Night School. All right, don't forget, you need an iPad or a phone watching me, being able to copy me. So it needs to be big enough. So I'd put it on your TV if you want to. Put it on your Roku or something like that. And then get your laptop and then copy what I'm doing. That's the best way to learn. That's the best way you're going to learn and understand Elliott Wave. Okay. I did want to ask a question before we start. How many of you came here tonight specifically for the Elliott Wave class tonight, the Trading Night School class? How many of you? I want to know if you came here specifically for that, or if you just saw me live streamed and you just popped in. I would like to know that as well. So if you came, Steve, I use Kraken to short. Awesome, Tom, very good. I use Kraken to short in the U.S. But like I said, I've done all the TA that I'm going to do tonight. We will look at the Bitcoin chart, but we're going to use it for our class tonight. So this is the fourth lesson in Elliott Wave and trading as well. So yeah. Awesome. Glad you made it, Ali. 5x. Kraken only lets you do 5x. If I could do 10x, I would, because I know how to trade leverage without screwing up my account. I'm going to teach you guys at this lesson as well. At the end, I'm going to start teaching you my trading strategy using Elliott Wave. We're going to start getting into that if we can. That's coming, but I'm going to give you a brief. If you make it to the end of the class, I'm going to give you guys an in look into my trading strategy, how I begin using the tools that I'm teaching you guys actually to trade with. Just because you know what the count is, or you think you know what the count is, doesn't mean you can trade it. So trading the Elliott Wave count is much different than understanding where we are in the count. So yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Mike. Appreciate that acknowledgement. Thanks. All right, so it looks like we have like 3 or 4 of you here for the Elliott Wave class. So awesome. Oh, actually, no, there's more than that. You got lucky and caught it. Cool, Steven. Yeah, this is something we do every Thursday night, okay? This is Trading Night School. You've only missed the first 3 lessons, Steve. So you can go back and watch those. You can watch tonight as well. You can get it live, ask all the questions you want to. But we're doing Trading Night School for about an hour, hour and a half every Thursday night. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right. All right, let's jump in. We're going to review last week's lesson, and then we're going to go on to a new lesson, okay? So let's review the impulse wave. Okay, let's review the Elliott Wave sequence as we get into the basic Elliott Wave structure. Elliott Wave sequence, basic. Let me just do a little lecturing, guys, if you can listen. This is where you're going to get the information to apply. Make sure you got your laptops ready to go, okay? TradingView is open in your laptops, and get it on the Bitcoin chart, okay? All right, so you got a basic Elliott Wave sequence. Begins with a 5-wave impulse. It could be to the upside, guys, or it could be to the downside. So let me draw one. I've been doing it up lately. Let's do it down, because that's the way our trend is right now. So there's an Elliott Wave sequence to the downside. There's 5. There's 5 waves. Now, you always want to be, just so you think about it, you always want to be going to the right. So you start wherever you start, at the top or the bottom, and moving to the right, because that's the way the chart moves, okay? We go left to right when we do that sequence. Now, then we're going to have an ABC, A, B, C, like so. Let's change the color of that one. so we can differentiate between um, the uh, the impulse and the correction. So this is an impulse. That's a correction. Impulses have 5 waves. Um, uh, Corrections have 3 waves. Impulses have 5 waves. Corrections have 3 waves. Okay. Now let's just review some of the rules. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. You guys got to type the answer. The first one to type the answer of these questions. So get you. This is the fast fingers round. Okay. The fast fingers round. Here it goes. I'm going to ask questions. You guys got to type the answer. The first one to get the answer in wins the internet. So make sure you're live right now. I'm going to give about a 10-second pause before I start the questions. Make sure you skip live. I'm going to wait and let everybody catch up. Dun, da, da. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully you're live. Okay, here we go. First question. In the wave 1, how long does wave 1 have to be? Starting with the trick questions right away. All right, Satoshi Kirk, you're the first to answer. I will accept that answer. Really, it can be as any length that it can be, that you want it to be, or that it wants to be, but it must be 5 subwaves. Wave 1 must have 5 subwaves in it. Satoshi Kirk, you get the internet. You win the internet. No requirement. Johnny, you got the right answer. Very good. Back to the top of the 5th line. No, that's not right. Can an impulse and correction waves be up or down? Yes, yes. So the corrective wave, to answer your question real fast, if an impulse wave is down, the corrective wave will be up. If the impulse is going up, the correction will be down. So the impulse is in the direction of the trend, okay? No, Johnny 20, you had the right answer, man. You had it right. You had it right. Don't retract that answer. That was the right answer, man. All right. Number 2 question. In wave 2, how many waves do you find in wave 2? How many waves will you find in wave 2? How many subwaves will you find in wave 2? There's the next question. It was a trick question, Johnny 20. It was a quick trick question. How many subwaves? 3. Brentley White got it. He won the internet. All right, very good. Oh, I love it. Look at all those answers coming in. Make sure you're live, guys. Make sure you're live because you don't want anybody to have enough to make money. Come on, alphabid.com. Come on, man. All right, now, who remembers the normal retrace Fibonacci levels for wave 2? The normal way, the most often when it retraces. What are the most often retrace fibs that you'll find? I'll take 2 to 3 answers. Yes, that's one of them. 50%. Good job, CJ. 618. Awesome. 318. No. Incorrect. Andrew Freeman, I love you, man. I'm not going to be mean to you. 60 is incorrect as well. Let's look at the retrace here on my chart. So we start where it begins and where it ends. Okay, the 2 wave can, let me get big here so you can see it. I'm going to move this stuff over. All right, there we go. So you got the 1 wave came down, the 2 wave retraced, okay? Now it can go to the 50%, it goes to the 618, or the 786. Those are the three that are most common for the 2 wave. The 2 wave generally retraces deepest, okay? Fairly deep. So you got the 0.5, you got the 618 and the 786, okay? Now some of you are answering kind of late, so make sure you catch up with us in the live, okay? So move live with us so you can get all the questions in real time, okay? All right, number 3. What is the rule with wave 2? What is the wave 2 rule? There's a rule. What is it? Yeah, 618 Andrew is correct. Good job. There it is, Tom. He got the first to answer. That's right. Who else gets it? See who else gets it? You guys are rocking. I'm impressed. Yeah, 318 not possible for wave. I mean it can, but there is no 318 fib generally. I mean there technically can be, but it's the 382. The 382 is what you're thinking. Yeah, so it's possible. But my question was, what are the most likely for wave two? And so the most likely are 50%, 618, and 786. Heartbeat, just to answer you. Yep, shouldn't pass the origin of wave one. Nice job. How many of you are doing this without notes? Or are you cheating and got your notes? All right, so wave two cannot surpass the origin of wave one. If this wave comes down and then the next wave surpasses it, that means it's not a wave two. All right, ready for let's ask the next question here. The next question about wave three. True or false? Wave three is always the longest wave. True or false? Wave three is always the longest wave. True or false? Wave three is always the longest wave. What do you think? All right, let's fight it out. We got people saying true and people saying false. So the rule is does not have to be the longest wave. Wave three is not always the longest wave. However, it cannot be the shortest. It cannot be the shortest. So the rule is it's not always the longest, but it can't be the shortest. The guideline is it usually is the longest. Two wave is corrective. It's not the longest. The three wave is most often the longest, but not always. But it can't be the shortest. So that's the rule. Tricky. Yeah, I just want yeah, I'm a teacher. Okay. All right. Let's see. Wave four. What is the most common fib level for wave four retraces? Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wing. Most common fib level for a wave 4 is the 382. What's the second most common? What is the second most common? 50%. There you go. Tofu if you're vegan. That's right. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yep, there you go. There you go. So wave 4 retraces generally between the 382 and the 50%. The 236 is very uncommon. That's in a very bearish or very bullish market. But the 236 is a possibility. But my question was, what are the most common? So let's go back. Wave 2 and wave 4 are corrective waves. 2 retraces to the 50%, 618, and the 786. Okay? The wave 4 retraces to the 382 generally. Okay, now when we say to the 382, let's be clear, it's the 382 of the third wave. It retraces the third wave, so you only measure the retracement not of the entire move but of the third wave itself. All right, last question here. What is the fourth wave rule? What can it not do? There's a rule about wave 4. It can't do something. What is it? Just keep an eye on Bitcoin here for a couple of you that are watching this trade carefully. You guys are rocking with the answers tonight. It can't. It can reach wave 1, but it can't surpass it. Aries. So yeah, it can't drop below the wave 1 top. That's correct. So wave 4 can't. So wherever wave 1 finished, and we have a downtrend in this picture, wave 4 can't go past it. If it does go past it, it's not a wave 4. Okay? Okay, there we go, guys. There's the review from last week. Let's remind ourselves the Fibonacci's of wave three. I'm going to draw an impulse to the top here. Okay, don't forget when you draw the the trend-based fib extension tool, you click on that dude. You start and you measure the first wave with 2 clicks, and then you tell it to start at the bottom of wave one, and you measure that guy. The third wave needs to come to which Fibonacci level? Where's the third wave need to? Which Fibonacci level does the third wave need to come to on the extension tool? Now, guys, if you don't know the answers to these, remember this is last week's lesson. I'm just reviewing last week's information. The third wave will come to the 1618 fib extension or higher. If it doesn't reach there, it's probably not a third wave. It's probably a corrective wave. Okay? All right. That's a review. That's all the review I'm going to do for now. Let me just remind you that those rules about the impulse wave are very, very important. Hopefully you guys have been starting to try to find impulse waves. Let's just take a minute and let's look in our current wave here on Bitcoin, and I'm going to oh, nope, don't do that. I want to show you what the impulse wave looks like. Now we're going down to the downside, okay? So let's just look from this pivot right here, and then let's look at this wave beginning at this pivot, okay? Let's just look at it. What do you notice first off? We got a 1 and a 2 wave right there. Now let's look in at that 1-2 wave. Let's see, first off, does the 2 wave surpass the 1 wave? No, it doesn't. It's an internal retracement, so it doesn't go higher. So because this wave doesn't go higher, that's a good 2 wave. Let's see how much it retraced, this 2 wave. So I'm zooming in. I'm going to use the retrace tool. That 2 wave retraced. Who can read it? Where did that 2 wave retrace to? Yes, yes. The end of the impulse is the start of a correction. That's correct. Same candle? Yes, it can. 786. You got it. You got it. So we put the retrace tool on here, and you see how this 2 wave came really deep? 2 waves often come to the 786, the 618, or the 50%. So that's what we're, when we see a 1 wave, and we're looking for the 2 wave, we're looking around in that Fibonacci region for our entries. Okay, so this is the area we actually in our trading group we nailed this trade right here. We got in right here at the 618. And we got in on this wave right there. Right before it came down right here, we got in. Right here is where we got in. And it came up on us, but we waited it out because our stop was up here. Now, let me just talk about this trade setup for you so you can begin to understand how to trade this. When you see notice here, this was a finished impulse, okay, or finished correction here. And then we had a move down that was very impulsive, okay? We didn't trade that because we didn't know it was coming exactly. We waited for it to finish, and then we waited for the retrace. Once it retraced in 3 waves, we knew it was a correction, number one. And number two, we were looking for the fibs around the 786, the 618, right? I'm going to teach you how to use the extension tool on corrections tonight as well. But my point is that we nailed, my group nailed this trade. Why? Because we were waiting for the 3 waves to come to that 618 area. Once it got here, we entered the trade right here. Now, who knows why we put our stops up here above this wave right here? Why would we do that with that trade rationale? Cool. Awesome, Johnny 20. Thanks, man. So who knows why we would put the stop up here above the top of this wave? If the trade rationale, I'm going to just tell you part of it. If the trade rationale, if this is a wave 2, why would we put the stops up here above this wave? That's exactly right. It would be the wave 2 rule, okay? So a couple of rules I want to teach you guys real fast about trading, and this is how you begin to apply Elliott wave, okay? Number one, you need a rationale. You need a rationale for the trade every time, okay? Where are you in the count? What wave is this? What's the rationale behind why you're entering? Number two, you need to know where the rationale breaks down or invalidates. So where the rationale invalidates? Those are my first two rules, okay? So I'm not going to give you the third rule quite yet. We will in just a minute. But you need to know where it invalidates. So if the rationale for this is this wave, if this is a 1 wave and that's a 2 wave, we know that the 2 wave cannot surpass the 1 wave. So our stop is right above the 1 wave. As soon as this breaks the 1 wave, we know the rationale is invalidated. There's no reason to stay in that trade. We were wrong in our count. We were wrong with our rationale. And so when our rationale breaks down, the trade breaks down. When the trade breaks down, we're out. Everybody understand that? Give me a thumbs up or a yes if you get that, if that makes sense to you. You got to start following those rules for yourself, guys. You got to have a rationale for the trade, and your rationale needs to be more than, oh, it's going up. Oh, it's going down. So the rationale for this trade we took is that this was the top of wave 2. We're going to play the third wave. We know where it breaks down. It breaks down with the wave 2 rule right here. So this is where our stop was. It was up here. All right. Now, I'm going to give you my third rule for any trade I take. How much do I stand to lose where my stop is? And am I okay with that? Okay, so that's my third rule of trading with Elliott wave. Okay, what's the rationale? This trade was it was a 1-2 wave. My stop was up here. So if my entry is right here at 82.77, my stop is up here at 83.58 roughly. So I stand to lose about $80 per Bitcoin that I'm trading. Am I okay with that? Now $80, that is so tight, because what do I stand to gain if I'm right and we go down? Look at this. Look at all that we stood to gain. So look at my risk to reward. This is my risk right here. This is my reward. Was that a good trade, guys? Was that a good trade rationale? Zelly, I wouldn't be certain it wasn't a running flat, but I wasn't trading a running flat. My account wasn't the rationale for my count wasn't a running flat. That this was a corrective wave, and then I got 5 waves first. A running flat, by the way, Zelly, is a 3-3-5, by the way. So a running flat starts with 3 waves. So had this first, and that's a great question, Zelly. Let's talk about that just for a second. Why was my count this way? Because what we got, guys, off of this top was a 5-wave structure. We didn't get a 3-wave structure. You say, well, Jim, that's just straight down. How do you count it? Because anything straight down, I just assume it's 5 waves. So because this didn't come down in 3 waves, if this had come down in 3 waves, I would have had a different rationale. I would have probably done this. I would have been like, okay, we got 3 waves. I'd be looking for 3 waves to the upside, and I would trade only 3 waves to the downside, and I would be getting out of the trade at the 1-to-1 extension. Make sense? So we're going to learn what running flats are in just a minute, Zelly. So that's a fantastic question. I like the way you're thinking. That's really, really good. So yeah, so the wave structure, what structure a wave makes is really critical. That's why you always see me looking at small time frames. I don't trade the small time frames, guys. I just use the small time frames for information because you can see things in the small time frames that you can't see on the larger time frames. Okay. So I'll go down to the 5-minute or the 3-minute or the 1-minute if I have to. Let me look at BTC here just for a minute. All right, anybody that's looking to, I think Joe, you're looking to maybe get out of this. We're looking for 3 waves here, guys, right there. This is your exit point, and then it's probably going to break out to the upside, and that's going to go up to about 7,600. Do not play that long, guys. Don't play that trade long. Just let it happen, and then get ready for the short. Okay, get ready for the short that's going to happen up here. So let that happen. Let that tell us that's really going to happen. That's a triangle, which only happens in a B wave. So there's a A, that's B. We're going to get C to the upside. Okay, don't play that. You don't play a long when the market is bear. When the market is bear, you don't play short. Excuse me. When the market is bull, you don't play short. You just let the shorts go by because they're going to be short and hard to understand. All right. So, yeah. So now keep in mind, Joseph, if it keeps going down and breaks to the downside, it's not a triangle, it's something else. It's impulse. So, just be careful about that, okay? All right, there you go. Just wanted to help you and keep you in mind there, Joe. All right, let's talk about new stuff today, guys. So I hope this was helpful talking about this trade and this application of Elliott Wave, okay? You need a rationale for the trade. You need to know where the trade is invalidated. So that's why you need to know the rules, guys. You need to know the rules of the waves so you know whether the trade is invalidated. Okay, we got to get to some new information. Here we go. Let me go to the 2-hour chart just so I can have some room on my chart here. Y'all ready to go? You ready for the new information? Let's talk corrections. Give me a yes in the chat if you're ready to go. How do you start your count? What direction to follow as drawing the WXY XWXY? Restate that question, Heartbeat. Of course, let me just start doing the teaching on the WXY, and we'll get going. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to ask my kids to grab me some water. I'm thirsty. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. Okay, now if it's not an impulse, it's a correction. So we're looking for the difference between an impulse and a correction. Impulses have 5 waves, okay, and they're moving. They're long waves, okay? So corrections are going to be 3 waves, and they're going to be dumpy and shorter, okay? So that's something, you're going to see, okay? So the difference between an impulse and a correction, okay? Let's just take a peek here and just look at the difference between an impulse and a correction on my chart. Get this out of the way. Okay, let me just show you. This is an impulse. This is a correction. This is also a correction. This is kind of impulsive. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Oh, that's good. Okay. Look here. I'm zooming out on Bitcoin. Impulse, correction. Impulse, correction. Impulse, correction. Okay? You can see the difference between an impulse and a correction. Hopefully you just kind of recognize it. The impulse is the direction of the trend. The correction is opposite the trend. So this is impulsive to the upside, this correction downside. How many corrections can there be one after another? You can have a double, you can have a single, a double, or a triple. We The correction that we're in Bitcoin right now is a double. It is a double correction so far. Let me show you what it is. This is your first correction. That's a zigzag. Okay, here's your second correction. What is that called, guys? What is this? That's a triangle. That's right. That's a triangle, and that's happened. Triangles only happen in the B wave or the 4 wave or an X wave. So they're the position. Okay. So that's a zigzag. That's a triangle. So this is my W. This is my X. What comes after that, y'all? What comes after that? After W and X. And this is a complex correction, but we're waiting on a Y wave to finish up, as far as I can tell. A Y wave needs to have 3 waves. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So that's what Bitcoin is doing right now. That's what Bitcoin's doing. It's a WXY correction with a triangle in the X wave. Got it? Clear as mud? All right, let's talk about corrections. So first off, I just want you to kind of understand, just be able to kind of recognize a corrective wave. Okay, you'll see that the impulse is long and impulsive, price is moving, and then you get this dumpy, choppy stuff that happens after the impulse. That's a correction. Okay, now let's talk about the structure of a correction. The first rule of a correction, or the first idea of a correction, is that it goes opposite the trend. Okay, it goes opposite the trend, and it has 3 waves generally, and we label those with A, B, and C. Generally, in general. Okay, this is what we call a simple correction, where you have an A, a B, and a C. Now let's talk about the characteristics of this ABC. The A wave can either have, and most often has, 5 waves, and it will often be an impulse wave. Okay? Try not to ask too many questions about corrections quite yet until I finish some teaching, okay? The B wave is going to be a 3-wave move, and it will be any 3-wave move every time, always 3 waves in the B wave. Now, the B wave can also be a triangle, which a triangle, when you talk about a triangle, it's nothing but 3 waves. Like so. Boom, 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 boom. But a B wave can be a triangle. And then the C wave, always, 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 guys, in an ABC correction, always, always, this is a rule, always has 5 waves. The C always has 5 waves. And that, my friends, is a ABC zigzag correction. Okay? There's your first type of correction. All right. Ready for the next one? The rules here are a zigzag, a simple correction, will have 5 waves in the A, 3 waves in the B, 5 waves in the C. Now, let me talk to you about another type of correction. It's also labeled ABC. But in this correction, the A wave has 3 waves in it. The B wave has 3 waves. And always, 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 the C wave has how many waves? 5 waves. Live stream doing good. It froze. Uh-oh. How we doing, guys? Anybody else frozen? Are we still good? Everything's still good? It's frozen on my screen here. Looks like we're all right. Looks like we're okay. Stream health is good, good, good. Okay, sorry about that. All right, just wanted to make sure we're okay. All right, waving. Okay, very good. All right, we're excellent. We're back to class. Where are we? All right. So in this type of correction, you've got an ABC, but the A wave has 3 waves. Okay. So in this wave, in this first one, it's a 5-3-5 correction. It's a zigzag. 5, 3, and 5. This one is called a 3-3-5 correction. And it is actually called a flat correction. And it's labeled ABC. Now, a flat means the B wave actually retraces 90% at least of the A wave. Okay? So the B wave in a flat will retrace 90% or more. Now, there are 3 different types of flats. So let me talk about the 3 different types of flats there are. In a flat, remember, the B wave has to retrace at least 90%. Okay, in a regular flat, this is just a standard flat right there. Okay, where the B wave has come up almost to the origin of the A wave or comes up and meets it. Okay, that's a regular flat. If we put the retrace tool on here, it'll come up at least almost up to the 100% mark. That's a regular flat. The next type of flat we're going to talk about is called an expanded flat. An expanded flat, you got the A wave, and the B wave comes up beyond the A wave, higher than the A wave, like that. And so the B wave actually fakes out. It makes you fake like it's going to the upside, and then it ends up turning down. How many times have you seen a 3-wave move come up above this and then turn around and do that? When you see the 3-wave move like this, okay, and it comes above the level of this wave here, if you think you're correcting and then it comes back above there and it only has 3 waves in it, it's a flat. And you got faked out. And this C wave, how many waves are in the C wave? Awesome. Yeah, no problem. Glad you're here, sweet. Cocoa Puff. Yep, 6. Not 6! Come on, Pete. Always 5. Always 5. Gotcha. He fixed his answer. That's right. All right, so this type of flat is what we call an expanded flat. And I'll show you a couple expanded flats. Okay, so the rule here for a regular flat is the B wave has to retrace at least 90%. That's a rule. You got to have it. In an expanded flat, the B wave is actually going to go beyond the A wave. And it needs to be 3 waves. Okay, and then let me show you the last flat there is. And then you can have a combination of the last two. The last one is going to be called a running flat. It's where the C wave, the B wave comes up to 90% or more, okay? But the C wave, it's 5 waves always, but it doesn't come down to surpass the bottom of the A wave. It doesn't come do what you expect it to do, like a zigzag would do. It comes short. How many times have you been expecting a wave to keep coming, but it stops short and then it reverses on you? That happens too, all the time. So that's called a running flat. Okay? Yes. In a flat, a B wave can surpass the origin of A, and that's called an expanded flat. You can also have an expanded running flat, where B surpasses the origin of A, and then C doesn't come down very low, and it looks like that. That's an expanded running flat. So you can have that as well. All right, shall we find some flats and some zigzags? Let's do that for now. Let's find some flats and zigzags. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart. Man, look at this, guys. Here, take a screenshot of that. Because this is gold right there, guys. Take a screenshot. That's golden. That's really nice. Okay, there it is. You got the screenshot. Let's check Bitcoin here for kicks. How's our triangle working out? Now, we know that this was an impulse, right? Now we got all this stuff, and this is a correction, okay? That's what this is. So let's identify what kind of correction we're dealing with here. First off, let's just look. I'm going to go down to the 5-minute chart. And the reason I'm doing that is I want you to be able to see all the details of the waves. Where did it go? Oh, okay. I want to look at this right here. This is a beautiful corrective wave. And I want you to see what it is. Just looking at this right here and this right here, let's just count what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a 5. Now let's count the next one. That's a 3. Let's count the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, y'all, what is that? what is that? That's a 5, 3, 5. That's a simple zigzag correction. How's that? How are we doing on that? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? You know, normally, guys, when I'm doing my TA on these live streams, I get about between 50 and 70 and 80 people watching this thing, and there's 29 of y'all. And that tells me something. You 29 people are serious about learning this stuff. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Good job. All right, let's check. Let's check the next wave up. So we finished this one right here. Feeling sleepy. Sorry, man. I put people to sleep. Jim TV. Why is this? Why is the three not a five? Yeah, good question. So this right here, why is that not a five? Because it's in the B position. Look, um, let me go to the 2 minute chart. When this was being formed, I thought it was a five wave. Okay, and it does look like that. One, two, three, four, five. But there's a problem with this impulse. I'm going to let you guys tell me what's wrong with that impulse wave. There's something wrong with it. That's the. Let me get down to the 1 minute chart. There is something wrong with this wave right here. Who can spot it? It's not a real. It does not pass the impulse test. That is not five waves, but who knows why? Let me see here. All right, Zelly, you're asking, going back to the example earlier, why could that not have been a 5-3-5 flat? Because flats aren't 5-3-5s. Flats are 3-3-5s. In a flat, all those waves that I drew for you, the A wave always has three waves in a flat. Expanded flats where you had stop loss. Yeah, because the A wave has three waves. A flat is a 3-3-5. Can the triangle start? Can the triangle start? Tom's asking from the dump. Looks like three wave moves on the 15 minute. From the dump. No. Oh, is that a? Well, a flat is a correction. It's a type of correction. Zelly. I'm trying to get all your question, guys. Tom, I don't understand your question, so you're going to have to rephrase. All right, looking at this wave, let's go back to see what's wrong with this wave. All right. The rules of a impulse are that you have to have five waves in the first wave, three waves in the second, five in the third, three in the fourth, and then five in the fifth. Something wrong. I'm going to say there's five waves in one, there's three in two. I'm going to say there's five waves in three, three in four. There's a problem here. Yes, Seth, I agree. I was just asking what's wrong with it. Yeah, ABC is either a 5-3-5 Zelly and a flat is a 3-3-5. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Yes. So the flats are all 335s. They could be regular flat, expanded flat, or running flat. Seth, and that's right. That's a three wave. Uh, it doesn't fit all the impulse rules. Okay, and so we would just have to interpret this as some kind of a three wave. Probably a WXY. This is the way I would probably interpret this one. We got W, X, and Y. W is going to have three waves. We haven't talked about this yet, but W is going to have three waves. X will have three waves. Y has three waves. So the reason I know it's some kind of corrective structure because it's in the B position. Let me go back to the 15-minute chart. Well, 5 minute. Trying to get it. There we go. So we got to clear 5 waves. Then we got this wave in the middle, and then another clear 5 waves. So that's a 535 to me, and I just got to interpret that as a 3 wave. This one right here, how many waves is in this one? Well, Zelly, I'm starting to teach you my secrets. Now you know why I'm so confident sometimes. Sometimes I can't tell what the structure is. It's really hard to tell. Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that would be 5. Then this would be your B wave. I would expect some more downside though. So this is Tom's idea here, guys, about the triangle. Here, I have a triangle here, but he's saying no. He's saying no. It's a bigger triangle, like so. So yeah, maybe so. And remember, 4 waves in the fourth triangles happen in a 4 wave. And remember what my count is, guys. So yeah, Tom, that's actually quite right. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That's good news for you, John. We may or may not get the break up to this point. It may break down. I have to wait and see. May just break down out of the triangle. We go to the 15-minute chart. Hey, good catch, Tom. Nice job, buddy. So my count right here, guys, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be the fifth wave. Okay. So this is some kind of an A wave or a 5 wave move, 3 wave move, and a 5 wave move. And so this triangle that is there happens in the 4th wave. That might be right, buddy. I'm not certain it's right, but it could be. A, B, C, D, E. This could be the first wave of the triangle. So I'm not sure. A, B, C, D, E. And then after that, guys, we break down. We'll know pretty soon, won't we? We know pretty soon. Okay. But notice that a triangle generally is made up of every wave has 3 waves. This one right here is tough to see 3 waves in because it just goes straight up. But you can see the 3 wave structures here. See that 3 wave structure? Three-wave structure. Three-wave structure. Do you see it? Do you see it, boys and girls? So what would we expect here then, if that's right? If that's right, we would expect a three-wave structure. And then there's your entry to go short, maybe. Okay, and let's just talk about the trade rationale. If the trade rationale for this is a triangle, you got A, B, C, D, E. We know it breaks down after E. It goes the opposite way and breaks. Where would if your entry is here, if this is your trade rationale, where do you put your stop? Where would the stop be? If you're entering here to go short, where's the stop? Yeah, that's not a bad idea above the C, because that would definitely invalidate the triangle. That's not a bad idea right there. Absolutely. So if this wave right here comes up and breaks the path of the C right here, then this is not a triangle as we've drawn it. So the trade rationale is broken. We'd stop that trade out. I like that. Excellent. You may also put it up here about where the trend line is, but I think the C is better. Excellent, guys. Well done. Well done. So remember the three rules, guys. You need to understand the rationale for your trade. You need to know where that trade rationale invalidates. Because once it's invalidated, then the trade stops. You got to cut that trade. You're like, hey, I mean, it's done. I don't have the rationale. But people don't cut their trade even though the rationale breaks down because they're hoping that the trade's still going to go their way somehow. Okay? Hope is not a reason to stay in a trade. Never. That's why I told y'all at the beginning of this course, fear, hope, and greed, guys. Fear, hope, and greed. And hopefully we're getting rid of the fear, guys, as you start to see that these waves are predictable, okay? Somewhat. You got to figure it out, and sometimes it's really hard to figure it out. But just know that these waves are predictable, okay? Don't be a hoper, Zelly. You'll lose your money. You will lose your money. Got to cut the trade. Can I teach y'all something else? Can I take a minute and teach you something else that'll help you? And I really appreciate all the feedback in the chat. I mean, you guys are just letting me know you're here. I love it. I mean, it's awesome. Let me just show you a couple things. If we say we lose 5 trades, guys, we lose 5 of them, and we get stopped out on all of them. But all of those trades, we only lose like $100 per trade. Okay. Now, if our risk to reward. Okay. Now listen to this carefully. Okay. Listen carefully. If I have let's just say like a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 10 ratio of risk to reward every time. Okay. If my risk to reward is 1 to 5, I can lose 5 trades, and the 6th one, if it's a winner, I make up for all the losses. So I only have to, in order to break even, from 1 to 5 risk to reward, if I lose 5 of them, I only have to win 1 trade to make up for 5 losses. But listen, our win rates in Elliott Wave are not. We don't lose 5 of them, okay? And we have greater risk to reward. You can lose a lot of trades. You just got to learn to stop them out, and then learn to go for those trades, okay? So if I have 5 losers at $100, but I got a winner at 1,000, I'm still up. I'm still up, okay? Okay. You don't see and understand the count. Unknown now. I'm not going to go through the count too much, except that I'll just give you the basic impulse here. Starting at this last wave, let's just count the waves here. Let's put our fibs on it first. This came to the 4618. Man, that's an extended third wave. My count for this wave is 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 to go. Now that's for this wave. If we zoom out, where does that fit within a larger count? All of this is a leading diagonal. So that's a 1 wave, 2 wave, a 3. This is a 3 wave, or that's an A, a B, and a C. Either way, it's one of the two. We got one more push to the downside. We're going to hit between $69 and $7,100. Okay. Now, where we go from there, anybody's guess. High probability is 69.61 if I'm on the tick. Nope, I wasn't on the tick. Let me get on the tick. All right, 7,055, high probability zone. That's just to the end of this wave, John. But potentially, what happens after that? We should get a corrective wave. After this impulse is done, guys. If this is just a 3-wave move, now listen up. If that's a 3-wave move and it finishes here, well, what's next? I don't know exactly what's next, but I know the next movement is to the upside. So what, the next wave is going to be to the upside. So when this wave, finishes, I'm not going to look necessarily to go long until I see a 5-wave impulse. What I want to see off the bottom is a 5-wave move. Okay? And a 3-wave pullback. Where's our entry? Right there. Going long. That's if we get that. I mean, if it happens. If you see a 5-wave impulse and a 3-wave pullback, oh, buddy. Because what's the trade rationale? This is a 1-2. Enter here at the 618 or something like that. Right here is your stop underneath here. Easy as day. Go long. That's the trade setup. So y'all starting to see how to use the Elliott wave count to understand the 1-2 trade setup? Yeah, that could be a 5-3-5 move. That's exactly right. So what could this be? If this is a 5, a 3, and a 5, what could it be? Five to the upside, yeah. It's at least whenever you get 5 waves, guys, you're going to get a 3-wave pullback and another 5 waves. Every time you get a 5 waves, you're going to get 3 waves and then 5 waves. You're always going to have 5-3-5. But what could it be? It could be an ABC. Good job. Good job, Zelly. What else could it be? What else is 5-3-5? Expanded flat? No. Expanded flat is a 3-3-5. It could be an impulse to the upside. In other words, a 5-3-5 might be a 1-2 and a 3. So a 5-3-5 could be a 1-2-3. It could be an ABC. Now, what is the difference between a 1-2-3 and an ABC? I hear a song coming on. ABC. Now, guys, you got to remember this. I want you to remember this. And this is the part that we're learning how to count, but you really have to learn the fibs. And I haven't spent a lot of time tonight on fibs, but you need to, and we may not get to the fibs tonight. Well, we're going to have to. We're getting to the fibs right now. This is critical. Now, I want you to pay attention, guys, to this part. You guys who are saying it could be a WXY, if you see a 5-wave move, impulse off the bottom, it is not a WXY, because a WXY, which I haven't told you about yet, is a 333. Okay? A WXY is a 333 always, and I haven't gotten into that yet. So we're just in simple corrections tonight. We're going to have to get into complex corrections next week. Okay? So anyway, this ABC, look here, the fibs, the fib extension. The C wave stops at the 1-to-1 extension or the 1276. Those are the corrective levels. If you see a 5-wave impulse, it's either part of a 535 correction or a 1-wave, and then you're going to get a 2-wave, and then it's going to be followed by a 3. It's part of a 1-2-3. Now, when you have a 5-wave, 3-wave, and a 5-wave, and that 5-wave comes to like a 1618 or the 2618, guys, that's an impulse. Okay? You can get a 535, okay, but it could be corrective. And you can get a 535 and it's impulsive because it's going to be followed by another 3 and then another 5. This is a hot mess. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. Guys, listen carefully to this. Remember how we said this was a 5-wave right here? And that's a 3-wave and that's a 5-wave there? Let me show you the fibs on that. We're going to start at the first 5-wave. We're going to measure it. Go to the second. Okay? Where does this come down to? What fib does that come down to? You see it? It's a 535. What fib does it come down to? That's the 1-to-1. When you see a 535 that comes to the 1-to-1, that's a corrective 535. So when this thing finished 5 waves today, guys, I saw, oh, that's 5 waves, right? We should have known that this was a 535 at a corrective level. It didn't come down here. Let me just check my live stream here. I lost. All right, we're looking good. Now, let me show you this. When we got this 1 wave followed by a 2 wave or some kind of an A wave followed by a B wave, there's 2 possibilities that this could be. Let me show you. Okay. When this was being made, okay, I was looking for this shape. Now, what fibs will you think I was watching for when this wave was coming down? What fibs? I'm watching these fibs. Why would I want to pay attention to those fibs? Because if this does this, and it stops here, and then I get a reaction off of there to this side, okay, what's that mean? That's an ABC. That's a flat correction, or that's an ABC correction. And we got a reversal off of it. But if this thing starts coming down and gets down to the 1618, that's telling me it's going to continue down. It's going to be impulsive. Okay? So this is the way you guys got to learn how to do it. You're going to have to learn. Once you get 2 waves like that, once you get a wave, an impulse wave or some kind of first wave, and then you get a corrective wave following it that doesn't break the high of that last wave, that's a 1, 2, or an AB, one of the two, right? And then you got to put the fibs on that move. Okay, here's how you put the fibs on it. You take your fib extension tool and you measure the first wave with 2 clicks, and then you put the third click where the second wave ended, and then you let that thing play out. Now watch what happens. See how this thing is playing out? Once it got down, notice, by the way, every fib you gotta bounce almost on every fib. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay? It's bouncing on the fibs, guys. That's where you're gonna get the bounces. That's why we put the fibs on it, so we know where to expect bounces. But once this wave got past the 1618, what did that tell me? That told me I've got a 1, 2, I got a 3 wave on my hands. Now this thing came down so impulsively, guys. Look at that wave right there, buddy. That was amazing. Okay? Look at it making this triangle. That looks cool. This is what they're doing to you, y'all. Making that triangle. Done. Okay. So impulse and corrective. You need to know the difference between the fibs. Corrective versus impulse, 3 to 5. Good. How do you know to hold that trade? Well, I know what comes after a 3. I'm holding this trade. Why am I holding this trade? Because I know what comes after a 3. A 4 does. So I'm just holding it in the 4 wave, and then it'll come down for 5. Once 5 finishes, I'll take my profit. Well, if it reverses, I mean that's the chance you take, Zelly, and losing your gains. It's always the chance you take. Yeah, when it hit the 1276, and then continued, you keep holding that trade. See, I don't take all my profit on the 3rd wave. I take it on the 5th wave if I can. I hope we get an extended 5th, but I don't think we're going to get an extended 5th because one of the rules, well, we're not. Yeah, if you get an extended 3rd, you can't get an extended 5th. That's a rule. And I haven't talked about extended waves yet, so we haven't gotten there. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. I've been an hour and 20 minutes. It's 10:52. I had just a couple more things to say about corrections. Can you handle 8 more minutes, or are we about done? Are you zapped? I mean, yes, you could do that. You could wait for it to correct back and then take your profit. Okay, you got 8. I got. Let's talk just a couple more things here. So we've already talked about the different corrective waves. Okay. Um, there they are. Remember, a flat is a 3-3-5, guys. A zigzag is, so if you see a corrective wave with 3 waves in the beginning, and then the B wave retraces to the top of the A, that's a flat, okay? All right, I haven't talked about a WXY. Let me just talk about a WXY really quick. A WXY, is basically a double zigzag with an X with a corrective in the, so you got a 3-wave zigzag. That's a 5-3-5. It also can be another WXY. Then you've got another 3-wave, and then another 3-wave. A WXY is a 3-3-3 correction. It's a double zigzag. It's a double correction. and you count it 333. So when you start seeing three waves everywhere, guys, three waves, three waves, three waves, then you got a WXY in your hands. Now the last correction that we're going to talk about is a WXYXZ. WXYXZ. It is a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's a triple correction. So that's what a WXYXZ is. WXYXZ. It looks like five waves, but it's a quadruple. Let me show you on the Bitcoin chart where I think maybe there is a WXYXZ. Right here. This is potentially a WXYXZ. How many waves does it look like, guys? Looks like five waves, doesn't it? But it doesn't measure like five waves. I believe that structure is a WXYXZ. And we'd have to go through and count all those waves, but that's a possibility. I'm not certain, but it's a possibility. This also, I think, let's see, that's an ABC, ABC, AB. Yeah, this is a WX. Well, it doesn't measure like a Let me see. I never did run the fibs on that guy. There to there. Oh. This is a complex WXY. It's really, really hard. But here's what it is. This is an A, B, C. Now, do you know why that's an ABC? See this triangle right here in this wave? The triangle always happens in the B wave, okay? So that's an A. The triangle is B. Then you got five waves for a C. Say, where are the five waves? They're right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C. So that's an ABC correction, this first part right here. Then you got this little dumpy three-wave move. And then, this is tough. Let's zoom in. Let me just show you what this is. Just a little bit. Zoom in. This is actually a 5-3-5 correction. Look at it. It's got a dumpy, it's kind of dumpy, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you got this dumpy wave here, and then you can't see them all, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves in this section. So this is a 5-3-5. And so what you have here, guys, is an ABC with an X wave and an ABC. That's a WXY. That's the way I take that wave. Now, if that's an ABC X ABC, okay, let me show you what else we got. What followed it? What came after it? Now look at this, guys. Pay attention. This is critical. So let's label this as a W X, actually, in Y. W is here. So that's a WXY. Now look here. Let's just look and see what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3 waves there. We got 3 waves here. Then we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves there. What do we have when we get a 3, a 3, and a 5? What's a 3, 3, 5, everybody? Who knows what a 3, 3, 5 is? That's a flat. That's right. That is right. Now, what kind of flat is this? What kind of flat is this? Y'all rock. I'm so happy. You guys are awesome. What kind of flat is that? It's an expanded, is it running? Yeah, it might be running. This came up to the equal. It's not running because the C wave came up equal to the A wave. So not quite running, but good try. But it is an expanded flat. It's a flat. So what we have here, guys, now look here. We got an ABC, or excuse me, a WXY. Then we got an ABC. Now here's another way to interpret this. Another way to interpret this wave, which is, let's talk about it. Let me think here. So right here we have what we call a diagonal. That's a 5-wave structure. A diagonal is, I haven't talked about diagonals yet, but it's a 5-wave structure. So that's 5 waves. Then I've got, look at this here carefully. What do you see right here? I see 1, 2, 3 waves. I see a 3-wave structure. Then I got a 3-wave structure. See it? I got 3 there. Boom. 3 there. That's like a WXY in there. But it's a 3-wave structure. Then I got this thing. It's a 5. This is a 5-wave. It's an impulse. What happens when you get a 3-wave, a 3-wave, and a 5-wave? Oh, that's another 3, 3, 5 again, isn't it? What's a 3, 3, 5, guys? That is a leading diagonal, yes. So that's a 5-wave, a 3-wave. That's a running flat. It's an expanded running flat, potentially, maybe. So you got a 5-wave structure, or this could be interpreted as a 3-wave structure, but I don't think so. I think it's 5 waves. It's 5 waves, 3 waves. What should come after a 5-wave structure, guys? Excuse me. What should come after a 5 and a 3? What should come next? What should come next? After you get a 5 and then a 3, you should get a 5. 5, 3, 5. There it is. So when you're trying to figure out what's going on, what you do is you just start labeling what you see. Is that 5 waves? Is that 3 waves? Is that 5 waves? Is that 3 waves? Does this wave go with this wave? How are they related together, right? Now, I have a different way of interpreting all of that, what we just did. That was my original way of interpreting everything that we just did. But here's my current way that I'm interpreting all of that now. I have a 3-wave structure here, and then I'm calling this a triangle. and that's my X wave. And so what I have here is A, B, C, D, E. And that's my triangle. And now so that's a W. This is X right here. Now we need a 5. So now we need a 3-wave move. So we've got a 5 and then a 3. Okay. So we've got a 5-wave move. I don't think anybody questions this is 5 waves. 5-wave move. And then we have this 3-wave move. What's going to come after a 5 and a 3, guys? What comes after a 5 and a 3? I already asked that, didn't I? It's another 5. So this is why I'm so bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where I think we're coming. That's going to finish out our Y wave. So that's why I'm so bearish on this count. That's why every day in my videos I'm like, this is going down. This is going down. This is going down. And that's why I'm holding my short. I'm just like, yeah, it might retrace some. I'm just going to hold that sucker because this thing is going down. And the funny thing about people here, people just watching this market is, man, every time you get a green candle, it's so funny. It's funny to watch. Every time somebody gets a green candle, everybody starts freaking out. Oh no, it's a green candle. We're going up. We're going to miss. I mean, that's what the market does. It goes up and down and up and down. But what is the direction of this market? What is the trend of this market right now? It is going down. Zelly, how could the count be wrong? It looks so perfect. I know. It does look so perfect, doesn't it? It's a good count. I like the count. It's my, but I got to be ready for it to be wrong. All right, what I want to do for 5 more minutes here is I want to go back and look at some of these corrective waves here, and let's just identify what we're seeing, okay? I just want to practice applying what we're seeing, okay? So I'm going to zoom in here to the 1-hour chart. We're going to go back to some of these other corrections. I want to say hi to the internet, son. Everybody, this is my son, Samuel. He's my buddy. Say hi, internet. Hi, internet. All right. Very soon. They all saying hi to you. That's about right, man. Zelly, that's about right. Okay, let's zoom in here and look at this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the bull run that we had from January, and then let's just look at the corrective waves and see what kind of corrections we got along the way. Okay, let's just start, I don't know, right here. All right, so this is going up, right? And so we should be able to see a 5-wave impulse here. Let's see if we can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5-wave impulse, right? So after a 5-wave impulse, what do we get? We get a 3-wave pullback. And my eye just kind of sees a 3-wave structure right here. If I were to guess what kind of structure that is, what would you say that is? Would you say that is a 535, a 335, or a WXY? Let's count. Let's see. My eyes kind of see 1, 2, 3. Try that again. So if I count this wick, I got boom, and then I got a flat right here, and then a 5-wave move. So that's like a 5. I don't know if that's got to be a 5, a 3, and a 5 right in there. So that's down. Then we got a flat. See the flat, guys, by the way? Here's a flat right here. So this came up and then it came down. So this is actually somebody was asking me, can the same candle be the first part of the first wave? Yeah, there's a 5 wave move right there, and then here's the flat. What kind of flat is that? Hey, you're welcome, wishful thinking mom. You're welcome. What kind of flat is that? Anybody? That's an expanded flat. You got it. That's right. So we got a 5, then we got a 3 wave expanded flat, and then I'm just going to assume that's another 5 waves. So that's a 5, 3, 5. So that's actually just a zigzag correction. Okay? That's a 5, 3, 5. Now, after that 5, 3, 5, what did we get? Let's look at it, because this is all part of the correction. So there's 5, 3, and 5. So there's a zigzag. Okay, we see that. Now what is this right here? What is that right there? We got another 3 wave move. So we got a 3 wave move, a 3 wave move, okay? And then we got this big old 5, oops, sorry. I'll get that out of there. This is just a straight down candle. Whenever I see that, I call it 5 waves. So hard to tell, but at the end of the day, you can kind of see these structures here. At the end of the day, the way I would just call this, I would just basically say we've got a 3 wave correction there. The only problem, see, this can't be a 335 because it's not a flat. And it can't be a WXY. Why can't this be a WXY? Because the WXY is a 3, 3, and a 3. How do you get 3 waves out of that? I'd have to go to a smaller time frame to see if that's 3 waves or not. But a 3, 3, 3 would be a WXY. So that's a tough one. Yep. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so we came up. Let's look at this corrective wave right here. This wave kind of coming down. Okay, let's look at that. So let's zoom in on that guy. My eyes just look at that as like a 5 wave structure right there. When I just look at it, I say, that's 5 waves. I'd have to go to the lower time frame to count it, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably like that. 3 waves to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got there? 5, 3, 5. What's that? Yes, basically when I see an impulsive wave, Johnny 20, when I see like something like that, that's an impulse, okay? And if I look at it on a smaller time frame, I'll be able to count all the waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I call it a 5 wave, I'm talking about an impulse. But remember, Elliott wave is just nothing but 5s and 3s, 5s and 3s, 5s and 3s. Okay. All right, let's look at this thing right here. Let's look at that. It's a corrective wave coming to the downside. See it? Okay. I got like a straight down shot. That's probably a 5, a 3 wave move, and then a straight down shot. A 5, a 3, and a 5. Okay. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Where am I on the chart? Oh, you don't have to be there on your chart, obviously. Let's. I already did all this. I already did all that. That's as far back as I can go. Okay. Which way is this trend going right here? Just on this time frame, it's going down. That means the waves going up are the corrective waves. Um, so this wave is going down, but the waves going up are the corrections. So let's look at this correction and that correction, see if we can figure out what they are. When I look at this, I see first thing I see is a 3-wave move, another move, and then like a 5-wave structure right there. That's a 3, 3, 5. What's that called? 3, 3, 5. Probably a flat. This may not be 90%, so it may not be a flat. This could be a 5-wave move if I look at it in a smaller time frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be a 5, 3, 5. So that's a zigzag. Then I got this move right here. See it? I got this move right there. It's another zigzag. And then I got this move right here. It's another zigzag. So we got a zigzag, and a zigzag. Ah, what's that, y'all? When you got a 3-wave structure, and then a 3-wave structure, and then a 3-wave structure. What do you call a 3, 3, 3? What is that? W, X, and Y. You got it. You got it. And let's look at this one real quick. So what you do when you're looking at stuff, you just say, what jumps out at you? Okay, on the 15-minute time frame. So what jumps out at me here? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. 3-wave move, 3-wave move, 3-wave move. So it's complex correction, guys. And that, to me, is another WXY. Okay? All right, guys, it's 11:15. We've been going for quite a while. I'm pretty tired. I hope that helps you. That gets you going thinking about corrections. You just need to remember, guys, the Fibonacci levels of a corrective wave. Let me just hit that one more time. I didn't hit that heavy tonight, but what we'll do next week is really hit that heavy. But remember, the Fibonacci level is the 1-to-1 extension and the 1-2-7-6. Okay, they don't go beyond that. If they do, when they get to the 618, they get to be impulsive. Let me give you a little TA as a little present as we go home. As you say goodbye to each other, what's going to happen at this triangle? Tom, thanks for showing me the larger triangle. I don't know how in the world I missed it, but there it is. Boom. I mean, you can't get any better than that. It's the best trend line in the world. Okay, so we've got an A, B, C, D, E. Guys, looks like is E finished? Guys, we might have a breakout right here, right on camera. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see it come down. Okay. Now this E may not be finished. It could do this and then down. But it might be going down right now, guys. That'd be exciting. 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 Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that was helpful. We'll keep adding to your knowledge. Don't forget, guys, all the other lessons are saved for you on the channel, okay? So just all you got to do is go to my channel. Just click on my name, Jim of All Trades. It'll take you to my video page, right? Just go to my videos and find the ones of me where I'm standing right here. These right here. It says Trading Night School. Just nope, not that. Just let's see. Trading Night School, Trading Night School, Trading Night School. Okay. So yeah, and then I think I have a playlist of. I need to update it and get this in the playlist. So. All right. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic evening. I hope that was helpful to you. And we'll keep trucking. I'll bring a video tomorrow morning. We'll see how we're doing. Don't forget to smash the likes and appreciate it. Hey, don't forget we got super chats too sometimes, so feel free if you like the teaching. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye. I'm going to cut the stream now.